Have you ever noticed people sitting in those fancy lounges at the airport, or sitting in first class, business class, or premium economy, and wonder, did they actually spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to achieve those seats? Stay tuned for my video where I give you all the answers to those questions and more. I am so happy you're watching this because I'm going to share my experience of 1 year using the Platinum American Express. I applied for the American Express because I knew I was doing a few trips in 1 year. And one of the trips was a significant trip. I knew there was advantages of booking and getting the card and booking the travel with that card. And I'll go through some of the advantages. In fact, in my Vietnam video, I actually talked about how I got an upgrade, and stay tuned because I was going to explain how. Well, this is the video of how I got the ocean view room when I actually booked a garden view room and saved about $200 a night just because I had the card. There are several advantages of this card, and they do come at a cost. There's an annual cost of $699 per year, but there are these perks to travel. Credit cards come in all shapes and forms. Some are cashback, some are points. American Express is all about travel. We are going into this empty nest phase and we look forward to traveling for as long as we can. There is the $699 user fee per annum. However, $200 right off the top, you are credited for any travel that you book. And somehow it knows that airlines, hotels, it automatically provides you $200 credit. Last year, I got the card. I booked Southeast Asia, and one of my flights, they credited $200. So that's straight off. So now we're looking at $499. So let's break down some of the advantages that I saw over the past year. One of the things that I noticed about utilizing Amex is they actually have a travel portal that you sign on to. You can book flights, book hotels, and everything is categorized by a trip, and it's very nice to use. Not only that, but when I did have questions, they provide a 1-800 number, and I always got through and spoke to someone. I would say within 10 minutes would be my longest time that I had to wait on hold, which is really impressive. I feel like everything that we do, we're sitting on hold, especially when it comes to travel. At times it's scary thinking that you have to call and sit on hold for an airline. Are you going to get the answer that you need? And my experience, and I had called a few times, and one time even had a pretty major issue. I always had it resolved to my satisfaction, which is great. We have certainly taken advantage of the Global Lounge Network, Priority Pass Network, as well as the Centurion Lounges this past year. As soon as you get your card, you have to sign up for the Priority Pass Lounge Access Card. It's a very straightforward application process to go through. The Priority Pass is an app. You actually scan it when you go into a lounge. Between the Priority Pass app and Lounge Buddy, I was able to find and locate lounges within airports very easily. And at times there's even maps within Lounge Buddy that shows you where in the airport you are versus where the lounge is. So the real advantages of lounges in airports is it really does take the need to buy any food or beverage inside of the airport. And because we all are going to the airport fairly early to ensure we get on our flights and clear the security lines and passport control, we usually have at least 2 hours, if not more, to sit in a nice area and drink and eat. And so they have been actually so well used in my case. You know what they say, it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. I feel like I really can apply this to my experience with lounges. They have offered a quiet spot. In most cases, some are very busy. For the most part, I feel that they have been this respite amongst the chaos of some major airports. It's always been an adventure to find out where they are, as they're usually tucked away, but we've had fun checking them out, finding out what amenities each one has. Sometimes they have workplaces, they have sleeping places, even bathrooms and showers. Priority Pass actually shows my history. It does not include Centurion lounges, and we actually have been to, over the past year, 12 lounges from airports from Bangkok to Denmark to Calgary. Every airport we've been in, even I was even surprised in a small airport in Thailand on an island, a lounge where I got to have water out of a coconut. So I calculated the average spend savings of $900. Now we have traveled quite a bit over the past year, so that's pretty good. But even if I had only saved $300, I'm still that much further with chipping away at that user fee. Okay, room upgrades. So this was a big one in Vietnam. If you are going somewhere and utilizing and knowing that you want to spend a good amount of money on a resort, American Express has hotels that are represented within their travel portal when you sign into their website. It always has the disclaimers, if there's room available, they will give you an upgrade. So I took the chance and I booked a garden room, and they upgraded us to ocean view, not oceanfront. Oceanfront would have been another big jump in rates, but we were totally satisfied with the ocean view villa that we got. And that's on another video, and maybe I'll link it up here. So that was a savings of $200 per night. So just in that hotel upgrade, that was $1,000 that we saved. Part of that hotel collection as well is that you would get breakfast included when possible, when the resort offered it. And that also was a huge savings, because in the Four Seasons at that resort, the breakfast was unlike anything I've ever seen. It had Malaysian food, Indian, Japanese, American. They had donuts on rings. I mean, they had every type of food that you could imagine. Every type of coffee, freshly squeezed fruit juices, waters, like you name it. I valued that on the low of $300 savings for breakfasts and food, because usually we ate enough at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning that we were good for the entire day. So that's even valued on the low at $300 that we saved in food over those 5 days. The other nice thing is early check-in or late checkout. That came in handy as well. You don't have to pack your stuff, lug it around. Because of the American Express, you're allowed to check in early. Or a big advantage is not having to check out at 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. whenever they want you to leave the resort and you have a late flight, you're allowed to stay for free. The other benefits of the card are certainly there's excellent insurance. There's even a Nexus, $100 credit Nexus, and it allows you to skip the line and go straight through airports. And I can tell you, oh my goodness, this has saved us on a few of our connections while traveling this year, where we basically got to go through the Fast Pass lineup through Nexus card. It takes several weeks, but guess what? Your Amex card will credit you your application fee. So that's valued at $100. Another benefit of American Express Platinum is gold level memberships for both Hilton and Marriott. And the benefits of being a gold level member is basically you work your way towards free nights. There's some welcome gifts when you get there, sometimes just a bottle of water. But what we actually took advantage of is, again, the room upgrade. You book at a certain level and you get a better suite if they have it available. And most of the Hilton and Marriotts have so many levels within them, within their room classes, that you're almost guaranteed to get a better room. In some hotels, there's complimentary Wi-Fi and continental breakfasts. Points. Points is a whole video in itself, and I am not the one to tell you all about points. What I do know about points is there's a 1 times, a 2 times, and a 3 times the value, whether you spend it in travel or dining, they're valued differently. I am just in the mode this past year. Majority of the time, all I've been doing is gathering points. I spent very little on points. I spent a little bit on electronics within the American Express card catalog for utilizing your points, as well as some gift certificates. But they say, the specialists say, that's not really the best way to use your points. You want to maximize the value. So there are entire videos on how to maximize your points and how you really get the most out of them. I am looking to gather points, enough points so that I can upgrade my tickets to premium economy business class type of tickets tickets, and that's mostly what I'm going to utilize my points for. When I signed up, I got so many thousand points for joining, and then once I spent a certain amount of money, I got a bonus amount of points, and then even referral. There's a referral code in the description box, and feel free to use that because I'll get some points for you utilizing that code to get your own American Express Platinum card. So that's points. So let's look at how it all calculated out on recouping my user fee. We start out with a $6.99 as the user fee last July, and then I booked my trip to Southeast Asia, automatically got the $200 credit. Then multiple visits to lounges, I valued that at $900. The hotel room upgrades only on one trip. I did receive another upgrade on a Hilton. I did not include that, but it was valued at $1,000. The breakfast included in food with that credit was valued at $300. The early check-in, late check-out we utilized, and I valued that at $50. So in total, all of my annual benefits come out to $2,450, leaving me a difference of $1,751. There it is. I recouped my user fee, and I'm pretty happy about that. Well, that's everything for my American Express Platinum card recoup video. I've certainly learned quite a bit over the past year, but I feel like there's still a lot more to know, especially when it comes to getting the most out of my points when I'm ready to start spending my points. I've enjoyed using the card, testing it out, and reporting back to you. I hope you consider the card. I have enjoyed it. I've already been charged my second year of user fee, and I look forward to another year of travel. Thanks everyone. See you on the next one.